What is up, lab members? 001 here, and today we are looking at a archival book. You're right. Before we getting into that, I want to talk about a comment someone left on a video I made recently. The person is called Sanya Unemployed, and the video is, will you ever make videos on Jun Nagawa? I'm so interested. And to that I have to say yes and no. Today's video, Jun is a part of it, but it's not what this video is about. So you might enjoy it, but it's not specifically about Jun. To get more into the question, when I was making all those videos, buying all this stuff, all the t-shirts, the art, doing the little reviews, I was kind of, what I want to say, a fan of the guy, and I think that's kind of a bad thing about me. I think that in the end, people are just people, and if you call yourself a fan of a person, you kind of end up looking at them as if they're higher than you are yourself, and that's just not true. Look, Jun's a great guy, and he has all kinds of things that make him really interesting, and there's all kinds of things that make you, the viewer, interesting, and stuff that makes me interesting. And I think it's better to use all his cool outputs as an influence for yourself than to only consume that. You know what I mean? Jun, for a good example, has a lot of influences by Mad Capsule Market. But then again, he's not only that, you know what I mean? He is his own thing, and he uses his influences for his own creative self. And I kind of stepped away from the entire fan hype thing, and I'm just doing the same thing. I fuck with Jun hard. He's a great guy. His stuff is awesome. But I'm not going out here buying everything, and not everything I have has to be Jun, you know what I mean? I am dope the way I am, and Jun is a part of that. But there's way more to it, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Of course, I'm still going to go to his events. Like I said, I still love the dude. And if I get anything from him or buy anything, sure, I'll review it. But not as much as I used to, because back then it was like only Jun, and that's kind of weird. Right, so let's get to the video. Today we are looking at a book called Manga Core. This is a book recently released. I didn't even know about this because I don't follow the guys that actually make the book. I follow Jun, and he posted about it. I saw it, I looked into it, I thought that's super sick. I'm going to put myself somewhere else so I can make the video better for you guys. I thought that was super sick. And so I bought it by the time you, Sanya, sent that message, so I thought, you know what, we'll combine the two. This book, like I said, we can see right now very much a Jun cover, but the contents aren't. So let's look at the cover and the back, and then talk about the book, and then do a little thing. So at the front we have, it says Manga Gunnan, which is, Manga Core. And then it says right here, Manga Core, an archive of Japanese hardcore Gaba? I don't know. And otaku rave artifacts from the early 1990s to the dawn of the new millennium. A book published by Haber? Eleganza, and published by Never Sleep. Again, if I'm ruining the names, I don't know. Haber is a Dutch word for hardcore stuff. Now, I'm not sure if that's what the pronunciation is meant to be. But yeah, that's the cover right there. And a little slip cover thingy. If we take that off, then look at that first maybe. There's also a back portion to it. As you can see, made in Japan. And these are the little dude from Osamatsu-san, I think. Osamatsu-kun? One of those two. That's pretty funny. Little Showa anime dude. You can read this if you can read it. Otherwise, good luck. Alright, let's get to the actual book. This is the front. And we can see the little art from Jun. Art character. I'm not sure who this is by name. Usually it was always Otaku Hero and then Anarchy, and then this character was added to it. I'm not sure if it's a stylized version of Anarchy, if this is its own character, so I'm sorry if I get that wrong. I'm not very sure myself, and I'm also not sure if that's supposed to be the same character as this little thing. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe this is just anarchy. Who knows at this point? Point is that the art's pretty cool. And that's about it, right? So, here's the back. Very sweet looking. Should maybe be looked at like that. Very sweet. Now let's talk about who made this actual book. Because I didn't know the person, so I looked it up on the internet. I found a little about section. It says here, Never Sleep is a multidisciplinary platform, label, and brand based in Berlin. Founded in 2017 from the eclectic I can't read that, mind of the Italian DJ and artist Alberto Guerini, aka Gabor Eleganza, as an archive to collect the aesthetic of the hardcore and rave scenes via fanzines, musicology, fashion, and subculture, evolving into an independent label with its own book publications, music releases, and clothing line. Never Sleep apparel takes inspiration from rave and blends it with the contemporary motives, whatever. We get an idea about it, and so we have this book. And then if we open it up to the first page, we have more information. There's a little cool little drawing here. It says here, Manga Core, an archive of Japanese hardcore, Haba and Otaku rave artifacts. We already read that. Then we have Concept, Curation, and Design by Gabor Eleganza, archive by Yuta Umegaya, Murder Channel, essay by Boris Posma, published by Never Sleep, and then some extra information. I'll read that out if you can read it. The flyers and signs, magazines. Should be zine, right? I'm gonna say zine. Featured in this book from a link between the past and present, telling the story of the early years of Japanese hardcore. These pioneers devoted themselves to their passion and established a scene where there was none. This shouldn't be taken lightly, and through the process of making this book, we acknowledge this fact and thank them for their labor. There wouldn't be a hardcore scene in Japan if it wasn't for them. Yuta Umegaya. And then, whoop! That's for you guys. I'm not going to go into it. It's more information about the music scene back then, as you can see. But the entire book, outside of the interesting little essays about it, is all these flyers and stuff, and these like little posters. I like to still go out in Japan. I like to go to Music Bar Lion and Enter, and even if you check their Instagram, you still see that every day the events are listed with a poster, with the artist, with the time, entry fee, whatever the hell. And here we have a good example, as we have the date right here, the time, and then the event and the artists, and all these posters are in here from all kinds of years, all kinds of stuff. Super cool looking, very interesting stuff. And I don't think this book was very expensive, so you should probably get it yourself too. Let me flip a good portion. Another good big old flip. So that's all very cool. You see all the dates. This one's from 2004, for example. This one's also 2004. Which makes me wonder, every time I go to Lion or Enter, they do have those little posters on a wall somewhere, and I wonder if they throw them all out, or if I should maybe ask sometime if I can keep some of them. Because that's pretty cool. And the book is really, really interesting, and you can see all the designs that went through those advertisements. And, it's just very sick. Apologies if the video's a little weird or a little like, I'm sick. It's super hot in here, and I just wanted to get this done. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little view of this book. Give it a shot, buy it yourself. And yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see that you want me to look into, I will. So just let me know, yeah? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next Psy Konglo.